Hey there guys, welcome back. Maverick here today with another episode of Bocchi the Rock. So, last episode, great for everybody overall, right? Keisuke Band released an original song, we got to hear it, passed the audition, and now they have gained permission to play on stage once again. So that is definitely something to be excited about, right? However, that also means that they now need to sell some tickets, and everybody has a quota, and especially for our dear Bocchi-chan, that is literally the worst, right? However, of course, since I do know what's going to happen, all I can say is more hilarity is going to ensue from here on out, and actually some pretty, not just hilarity, but actually some pretty neat development as well. So, with that in mind, I don't want to spoil anything, let's just get right into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh. She would never be playing, I guess, on the Bando Yellow! Well, I guess I didn't really need to recap at the beginning, right? The power of friendship. Okay, that's a pretty interesting way to enter into the main episode. Really, I love how she's counting the actual dog. Jimmy Hen. Okay, we're getting like, whoa, what the actual? Look at her eyes. She looks like she's about to turn into a witch at any time. No, that just looks bad. True. The pressure is mounting. Honestly, Kita-chan herself probably could handle the entire quota. Hey. Huh, this is actually kind of so this is where they chose to and this is where they chose to do this scene? That's interesting. Oh yeah, we haven't even gone through the opening yet. Alright, alright. Yeah, this new character's a blast. That's all I can that's all I'll say for now. Honestly, like not only this song is gets better and better the more that you listen to it. Not only the song itself, but also the lyrics as well. That's because she's too introverted to reject. This girl. Where's your base? That was actually a pretty. Actually a pretty advanced strumming technique that Kita-chan was using there. She's still drinking, by the way. She is. She definitely does seem like the type to run away from things. Yeah, they really like to. They really like to promote Kanabune. I was just browsing to CH, or actually, for CH now. Actually, no, wait. What's it called now? 8CH? I can't quite remember. I like how she hasn't changed at all. Huh? Come. What? What were you trying to expect, Bocchi-chan? I wonder how they're gonna do this scene, though. I'm really curious. Honestly, she's really nice, though. Just does that, right? Ah, this girl. I love her. No, but seriously, she doesn't even like care about like how you know how good Bocchi is and whatnot. How the Did you guys catch that? She's actually just allowing Bocchi to play whatever she wants to play, and she's just gonna support. Yeah, and I love her pick as well. Man, I'm glad that they've really completely. I'm really glad that I was mostly curious for this episode to see how they would do this scene. And I'm glad that it's way too short to me. Honestly, way too short. Oh. Oh, good job. She's still able to. I wonder who's voicing these two actually. Yeah, that can't possibly be good for you. Such a good NA sound. A bit of a drunk though. Well, there's a very good reason for that. All the money is spent on music equipment. Hey, she actually did do it this time though. All right. Yeah, this is not a new song. So, I will see you guys after this. Alright, guys, that was episode 6 of Bocchi the Rock, and man, like I said, they just keep on nailing it, right? So, that song that they were playing in the middle there with the street live street concert, if you will, it's actually. It's going to be an actual song. So I was looking at the credits. So apparently that song is called Ano Band, which that band basically, and they made a special arrangement for this sort of street concert instrumental version, which means that this is actually going to be a song played later. And in fact, I already know exactly what scene they are going to be playing that song at. So that is, I mean, that is just some yummy goodness that I can't wait to see, because you guys all know I love when these adaptations really take the time and care to adapt these sort of musical scenes into the anime format. Something that, literally makes the song come to life, right? Something that we can't really feel or get through the manga medium. So being an anime here, you really can expand on that. I mean, we already expanded on a little of that in this scene here within this episode, and I gotta say, like, the guitar work and the bass work, they were great, right? Putting aside like everything else that was going on, just the song in itself, great, absolutely great. And one other thing that I really noticed as well is, if you guys recall, last episode I was kind of commenting on how, the animation tightness in terms of their musical playing isn't really there. Like, I think I've thought back about it, and I think I maybe went a little bit too harsh on them in the last episode. It's not that they're completely inaccurate, but they're taking some very liberal decisions in terms of especially the stroke patterns and whatnot, and they kind of get the general feeling correct, but it's not really tight, if you guys get what I mean. But here in this episode, though, I don't know why, but they actually animated things a lot tighter than they did in the last one, especially for the the bass lady's playing. Now, I don't think they completely introduced her character here, so I'll just call her bass lady for now. You know, her bass parts, and those bass parts aren't easy, right? Those are not just your normal, like, you know, quarter note strums and with the bass notes and whatnot. And she was, you know, going up and down the neck on that thing, which she should. We can clearly see she's an awesome, talented bass player here. And they were actually able to animate that pretty well as well, especially the left hand portions. The right hand portions, I think they were still kind of like skimping on, you know, in both last episode and this episode as well. But you know, a significant improvement, at least when I looked at the, you know, as the scene went on, and I was looking at the actual animation of the hands and whatnot. It you know, it kind of stood out to me that, hey, that's actually accurate, right? So it's good on them, right? Good on them. I don't know, like, maybe it's because there's only one player that they need to animate here, so they can take the time to do it properly, and also, you know, in last episode they literally sometimes had 4 instruments going at the same time, right? So maybe they couldn't really take the time to draw it to draw it that completely, and you know, I think I can kind of understand that as well. You need to literally, because they need to be combined together, and if you're still doing the hand-drawn animation stuff, that takes a lot of work, actually. So now that I think about it, the fact that they were able to pull it off at all, that's actually something to be impressed by. So good on them, and good on them for really making the music and doing the music and showing that entire scene and whatnot. Great, I can't wait to hear the song. So anyways, regarding the episode at large, I'm obviously the biggest thing here is a bass lady, right? And you know, I love her, and she definitely has her drawbacks, her quirks, as we can clearly see here. But you can also see that within all that, she's a very sincere musician at heart, right? This is her life. She is living the rock life, if you will. Or at least the sort of like indie, you know, non-mainstream rock star interpretation of it. And I think, you know, with the rockers that I do see and I'm acquainted with as well, I think it's pretty accurate, right? For those who aren't really making a career out of this and just, you know, going by and whatnot, it's fairly accurate. You play at events, you play at venues, you know, to maybe like 100 or so people or whatnot, and then you get smashed at an after party and whatnot. Of course, she takes it to a whole nother level here, like literally drinking like the whole thing. Well, you know, let her do her, anyways. And you'll see later on why I think that she's such an interesting character in a lot of ways. But you know, at least here we can see that she's clearly left an impact on Bocchi here, right? And heck, we are going to see more of her. She's literally coming to the live after all. So yeah, good on her. I'm not gonna talk more about her since we'll see her again later. But just know that she's a badass bassist, and she is a very sincere musician as well. And hey, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we also have some fans of Bocchi-chan here. Honestly, I feel like this entire episode, the concept of it, I feel like is really quite nice overall, right? You know, talking about how there's really no enemies here when you're up on the stage. You know, people are there to watch, like, especially in this case, you know, with a road life, if you will, a street performance. You know, like she said, those that will stop you are those that want to listen to your music. Those that are moving on, well, they don't care anyways, right? So only the ones who want to be impressed by you and want to like you are staying here. They're not your enemies. They're your friends. They're your supporters. It's easy to really you know, think of it as, you know, just any kind of performance. It's something that will you know, to get nervous about, and you know, honestly, I can totally understand that, right? Even if we're going through like this kind of you know, this kind of a revelation and whatnot, it still doesn't really lessen the fact that, you know, one would get nervous while performing in front of other people, like, especially if you're somebody who has, you know, who's a little bit more prideful or whatnot. Even if you're playing in front of your friends, you would still feel the pressure, right? So I'm not sure how much that it really pertains to everyone, like everybody looks at this kind of situation differently, but at least it was a nice thing, and at least for Bocchi-chan, it was effective, right? She kind of sort of came out of her shell a little bit, and all that, which was nice. And really, that's as I said at the very beginning, right? This series, even though Bocchi isn't really like your normal sort of protagonist for these kinds of musical works, it is still, by and large a Bocchi growth story, right? How she, through playing with her friends and whatnot, through getting into this band, managed to break out for show and becomes the rocker that she was meant to be, becomes the musician that she was meant to be. And so we see signs of her growth here throughout these different episodes, right? That is still the clear focus of the story, going forward. Sure, they're all four of the girls are our main characters and all that, but the story is still mostly focused on Bocchi's growth as a whole, and her growth also represents the band growth as well. So they are intertwined in a lot of ways. So yeah. Anyways, I don't really think there's too much else to add on this part. Again, it was kind of self-explanatory, and all that's left is to actually get to the live concert and what is going to happen there. I actually kind of forgot if it's going to be directly in the next episode. I can't quite remember, but it shouldn't be too far off here. And actually before that, I think they need to yeah, okay. I think no, not in the next. I don't think it's in the next episode because they're still missing a sort of like band meeting. I believe that's also quite important in some ways, but I think there's still another episode before the actual live. But I can't wait for it. This song seems pretty awesome. I want to hear it, and I want to see all four of them play it, and I want to see Bocchi rock out, right? Because even like the guitar parts here are also really compared to the song which they passed the audition with. I feel like this song is slightly harder. Yeah, I do think that this song is actually harder, but I maybe that's kind of beyond the point here. Anyways, great episode as always. Really loving adaption so far. This probably is going to go down as one of my references as to when an anime adaptation is better than the original work. Like I said before, there's very few examples that I would bring of this, and a lot of times I do prefer the original light novel or original manga instead. But this is definitely something that adds a lot to the original Yonkoma manga here. Anyways, thank you guys. I will see you guys next time, and bye bye.